subscribe to Go Doctor Who. And if you don't, then you can go.
Hello guys, we're in Go Doctor Who, and today we're going to do series ranking. So this is an example because I don't want to spoil what I've actually put in order. So for example, series 9 is the best series ever. It's not, but it's the best series ever, so that's a number 1 slot. And a worst series ever, let's just say series 13. We haven't got to series 13, but it's an example. So that's what basically we're going to be doing. We're going to put the series from worst to best, and we're going to start off obviously with the worst and build ourselves up to the best. Yeah, I'm really excited to do this video. I'm in the mood to do videos. I've got my little list to tell me what order I've put it in to remind me. Yeah, let's just get into it. But before we do, listen to the 7th Doctor's orders and subscribe. He sent a message at the start of this video. You should probably go and listen to him. And subscribe to Go Doctor Who. We're trying to get to 150 subscribers before the summer. We're on 71 at the moment. It'd be amazing if we could get to 100. Yeah, just saying. And yeah, let's just get into the video. So, at 13th place, because I am counting the David Tennant Christmas specials as well as its own series. So, yeah, let's just get into it. At 13th place is Series 11. Yes, it's the obvious one. Now, a couple of years ago, I would have thought last place. I'm not going to spoil that position because it's next, but I thought nothing could be worse than that. But Series 11 has done that. So, Series 11 is completely distant and different to Series 12 even, or anything that's come before it. And I've just always felt quite distant with it. It's felt like it's lacking and missing something, and it is. And a lot of people go, oh, it's too political, that's why it's too political, they've ruined it because of that. Yes, it is on the nose with political, but Doctor Who has been political. It has done that in 2005 and in the classic era. So that is not the problem. But 13th Doctor, she has become the proper Doctor, in my opinion, in Series 12. Whereas this, she's lacking, she's trying to find out who she is and she's taking her time about it. But that's fair enough. But the main problem is Yaz is doing nothing, and I didn't care for when she had her own episodes. I guess you could say Demons of the Punjab with her family members. That could have been her little entry of us getting to know Yaz a bit more. But it hasn't. And she's a police officer, and she doesn't show she's a police officer. So we might as well forget she's a police officer and have a different job, because it would work better. I mean, Graham was a perfect example. We knew he was a bus driver. And with him being a bus driver, he helped in Rosa Park episode. He helped in episode 1 with, oh, I know that area. I talk to the bus drivers. I can get this information. And then in the Rosa Park episode, he did that as well. So that's why Graham has become a better companion, because we know a bit more about him. We know he suffered from cancer. We know about his wife, and his grief has gave him a series arc to complete with that bonding with Ryan. And Ryan has had that help with Graham's series arc, giving Ryan a bit more character development. But it's still very lacking with that, with juggling the companions. And that's probably the downfall. The companions were the downfall because we don't know much and we follow in their eye set. The monsters in this also were no threat, and constantly there is no threat to deal with. Some villains were just there to watch people die, Demons of the Punjab, and that was boring. Then we have Tim Shaw, who is the biggest threat of Series 11. And he's not. He's just a good opener for Series 11, but not a way to end the series. At 12th place now is Series 6, and I didn't think anything could beat this. The tone feels very American. And if you're American, I mean, there's a British feel about Doctor Who and the tone of it. And it was lacking that. And it is a thing, because Torchwood in Children of Earth, Series 1 and Series 2, they had that Wales feeling. There was a tone. And when they took Torchwood out of Wales, they put it in America, they could have put it in London as well, and it wouldn't have worked. You put Torchwood somewhere else than Wales, it doesn't work. And I mean, the way Series 6 went about it was mainly focused on its American audience. It didn't give a damn about the British audience or any audience whatsoever, because it was mainly focused on that tone. That's what I'm trying to get at. And Series 6 just felt boring and flat and a jumbled mess with the Doctor's death. How is he going to break out of it in The Wedding of River Song? And that's a jumbled mess of Stephen Moffat's mind going, put that there, put that there, put that there. And the finale needs to make the series itself. It needs to up it and be an epic ending to a book ending of a series. And Series 6 definitely falls flat on that. And the only thing that I really enjoyed from Series 6 is when Craig came back for the Cybermen episode in Series 6. Anyway, at 11th place now, we have the Series 9. Yes, Series 9, I really enjoyed it at the time. I absolutely would have put it up top. But now, looking back at it, the hybrid doesn't stand up. That finale feeling I was talking about Series 6 and Series 11, there needs to be a good finale to make the series stand out. And Series 9, we have an epic beginning. It's a brilliant start to the series. We have Davros, we have Daleks, we have Missy, we have Unit, and we have all that. And it's a brilliant start off to how to start the series. And then we have this two-parter, which I enjoyed first viewing, but never have enjoyed as much, is the Before the Flood and all that, and Under the Lake. And it was just a bit, something was boring, something was lacking, too much talking. Then we have the Zygon version and Zygon Invasion, and I love the Peter Capaldi speech, and I love how the Zygons are taking, it's like terrorists, and that two-parter actually builds the series up and works, and I think it's a phenomenal story, and how it can use humans and shapeshift. Yeah, The Woman Who Lived and The Woman Who Fell to Earth is absolutely diabolical and terrible, and you can kind of count that as a two-parter to completely skip, because Ashilda is, oh, it's a big Game of Thrones actor, ooh, it's boring. And I do take my hat off to them for doing Sleep No More, but Sleep No More fell flat on its face. I know they were trying to do a different camera angle and make it look like games, just something different for the show to try out, but it didn't work. And the villains almost got a sequel for Series 10, and thank God they didn't. Sleep No More villains were boring as well. And it didn't make any sense, like Peter Capaldi said at the end of Series 9. And then we have Clara's death, and I thought it was beautiful, and that was away. And I even, on the first viewing, had a little tear in my eye, and just thought, whoa, I actually care about Clara's character. And Clara is one of my favourite companions. Check my companion ranking out. I just did a video last week. You should probably check that out to see where I put all my companions ranked. A little shout out there. Yeah, I thought Clara's ending was amazing, and then it got twisted and changed in Hellbent, and that suffering in Heaven Sent with 12 was beautiful, but then we're on Gallifrey and it gets completely forgotten, and then it comes to an average finale, and it's something. I don't hate Hellbent like other people, but it's alright, it's there. Yeah. Now we're on to the 10th place is episode 5. Everyone's like, what? You can't put series 5 below. Yes, I enjoyed series 5, and I think it's Heaven, the 11th Hour is beautiful. The Weeping Angel two-parter is incredible. And the Pandorica episode. But the ending to series 5 was a jumbled bit of boringness, and I thought there'd be more about it when it does a cliffhanger like it does in Pandorica before it. And as a series as a whole, I think I prefer the Clara and 11th Doctor dynamic, and I think that's why I bumped it up. And I also like Amy and Rory in series 7, and series 6 I'm not a fan of, so I've kind of been distant from Amy and Rory at this point in series 5, and I'm not enjoying them as much as other people would. I think Matt Smith plays a wonderful performance, and he is one of the highlights of the series, and the villains in this are actually incredible, but it just not as good as other series, sadly. I think Series 5 is a good series, and any series from this point is a good series, but there's other series that are better. And now we're at 9th place, and it's Series 2. And my 5-year-old and 10-year-old self would be kicking me right now, because I absolutely loved Series 2 as a kid, and yeah, I think it's more looking back and seeing the special effects and it taking me out the episode. It does have a good elements. It has the Torchwood thread throughout the series. Even from Series 1 there's a little Torchwood thread. Rose I prefer in Series 1 than I do in Series 2 because she's dry humping the Doctor's leg a little bit. She's like, oh, Doctor, oh, don't touch the Doctor, he's mine. You know, she's warning other people off, and she's giving that stare, that jealousy stare that just irritates me, you know. She's having a go at Sarah Jane Smith, and you don't do that. You don't diss Sarah Jane Smith. And I know it's a different dynamic to playing with two companions meeting, but I don't like it. I don't like her jealousy, and that's what ruins the series for me and pulls me out and makes me don't like Rose as much. As a kid, I absolutely loved it, but now I'm not a fan of Rose, and that's what damages the series too. And I'm also not a fan of the CGI kind of pulls me out, but that's not the series' fault. That's just the time period we had in. And David Tennant, he becomes more a better Doctor in later series. He's just finding his feet in his first series, and I think he does a good job, and that's why Series 2's beaten a lot of other series before it, but there are better series out there. And next up, at 8th place, is Series 7, and I've put Series 7, and we've actually got all of Matt Smith's series done. Now, yes, I do like the 11th Doctor, and I love that wonderful magical feel and that buzzing about he does, and that anger, and he can play old, make him look older and more wiser, even though he's such a young actor. And I think Matt Smith does that more in Series 7. He has a darker tone, and I love that. I also love Amy Pond and Rory's departure. I know it kind of don't make sense with the Weeping Angels taking them back, but if Amy wanted to, Karen Gillan wanted the Weeping Angels to take them out and ask Stephen Moffat that, Stephen Moffat's got to try and work around that. And the Weeping Angel story was phenomenal, even if it has some flaws. I love Clara and 12, Clara and 11. I think that dynamic is one of the best, and I think when I think of 11, I think of Clara, because I actually enjoy that dynamic more, and I think that's really interesting, and we've had so many good stories, and I know a lot of people don't like Series 7 and think it's lacking, but I enjoy the Cybermen, I enjoy the Into the TARDIS episodes, I enjoy Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. I enjoyed quite a lot, Power 3, and I think it's up there, one of the good ones, and sadly it doesn't get recognised enough for Series 7, and Name of the Doctor is on quality and par, and if we count the 50th anniversary and Twice Upon a Time, in Series 7 it bumps it up even more, because that finale and special joins in perfectly and is a treat. At 7th place now we have Series 8, and Series 8 is a dark story, a dark tone and change to the happy-go-lucky 11th Doctor, and Series 12, the 12th Doctor is phenomenal in this, and I absolutely love the 12th Doctor and him and Clara learning to have to trust the Doctor again. And then we've got Missy playing the dead threads, the afterlife, and throughout each episode, and Missy being there. And then the reveal of the Master, and then the Cybermen at the end. I think that two-parter has done justice for Series 12 to up it a bit more than other series, because that's a quality bookending to end on the series. And I also think the only thing that lacks it is it does focus a lot on Danny Pink and Clara's dynamic. And sadly, Danny Pink acting is a bit flat, we could say. It's a bit, hello, I am Danny, and I like Clara. You know, it's like that, and you're just like, you played more acting when you were a Cyberman, man. Like, you were more like, Clara, put the emotions in. He has more acting as a Cyberman than he did when he was alive. Yeah, I think that the thing that puts it down to 7th place for Series 8 is the Clara dynamic, but the Mummy on Orient Express, Flatline, there's so many incredible Deep Breath. Series 8 is got so many good episodes, should up it, but the Clara and the Danny Pink kind of put it down on the series because it's the focus of the series with Donnie and Clara. At 6th place now we have Series 3, and what a series it is. As a kid, I didn't enjoy it. I think I was still in denial that Rose isn't there. I don't like it as much now. Martha's not as good, but I absolutely love this series, and Martha is a phenomenal character, and strong and independent woman that says no to the Doctor at the end. She's been through a lot, her family's been tortured, and she says, no, you know what, you don't treat me as well, Doctor. You always treat me as second best, and you keep bringing that Rose up every so often. The only thing I don't like about Martha is she does have a jealousy streak like Rose, and there is that love dynamic between Ten and get your companions right, come on. Martha, right. Martha loves the Doctor and the Doctor doesn't love her, and he's still loving Rose and he's still mentioning her, and that does put the series down a bit. There are good, better series out there, but this has got some incredible, phenomenal stories from the get-go. Smith and Jones, quality. Shakespeare is an alright story as well for a historic. And then we have, even people don't like the 42 and the one where the old guy turns himself younger and turns into a creature that has Mark Gatiss as the villain. I even like them 2 episodes. And the 3-parter, Utopia, Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords are a phenomenal way to end it. It does have a little bit of a cop-out ending where everyone forgets, but it is worth all your time and investment with that finale and how the Master takes over. And we have 2 Masters, and John Sim is phenomenal. At 5th place now, we're in the top 5, and at 5th place we have Series 12. I was going to put this up a bit more, but the series hype was getting the better of me, and I put myself in place and was like, no, it's not as good as these series. Control yourself, Connell. And yeah, Series 12, it's got a phenomenal 5 to 6 episodes, you could say. There's 3 episodes I don't like. Obviously, Orphan 55, I have a little bit of a soft spot for, but it is bad. Praxius is bad. Can You Hear Me is bad. Then we have the good stuff. We have the Spyfall Part 1 and Spyfall Part 2. I really like the Master reveal, how he's a nice, kind guy, and then reveal he's the Master, and he's all gonna kill you, and got the tissue compressor, and blah, and the airplane coming down. And we have comedic moments with Graham, Ryan, and Yaz. And Yaz has got a lot more to do in this series. It bumps her up a little bit. Ryan sadly has less to do. It bumps him down. But Graham has still standed out the same. He just has less to do, but he has that standout comedic moments that build you up throughout the series. And we have Spyfall aspects. Then we have the Shadoon, Captain Jack, and we have another Doctor. We have a multi-Doctor story in the middle of the series. Yeah, and then we have the Roof Doctor, and it's very similar tones Series 12 has to Series 3. We have the companions being wanted posters on the computer. We have the Master in Series 3. We have the Master in Series 12. We also have the fob watch idea, where you open it and you suddenly remember you're a Time Lord. That dynamic with the Family of Blood from Series 3. We also have Gallifrey little glimpses from Series 3, and we have that here. Yeah, and then we also have Gallifrey destroyed through Series 12, and I love that. And the Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, has stepped it up, and she's more violent and versatile, and she's nipping at the companions and going, shush. And I am at the strut it or something like that, and she's just going on and on about them and nitpicking and saying, couldn't put them in their place. And I love Jodie as a darker side. I think it works well. And then we have the finale that actually does a lot completely different, left field, and it just I've given my opinion on Children of Earth, The Timeless Child. I've given my opinion on that. I've made videos on that. I'm not going to go through it. But if you want my opinion, check out my video of Series 12 overview. And I've also done why the Timeless Child works. I'm going to just check that video out, yeah. At fourth place is Series 1. Now, Series 1 was the beginning of New Who. And Chris Eccleston, phenomenal. One series hit wonder. And sadly, he didn't make his second series. Russell T Davies had years to plan a brilliant series, and he certainly nailed it out of the park with every episode. There's one weak one, I think it's Game or Endgame or something like that, Game Station anyway. That is the only weak episode from Series 1. Everything else is phenomenal. Slovene, we've got Dalek, and then we've got loads of Daleks at the end. We've got Captain Jack, who suddenly become a brilliant companion. We've got Mickey coming a wimpy little character to turn a bit more strength. Not as good when he's more stronger in Series 2 and Series 4, but Mickey's character does develop throughout the series. We have Rose on point and finale level, and her as a real human. We have Chris Eccleston, dark, and he's war-stricken, but he's got a lot of comedy about him, comedic stuff, and hitting them one-liners. And we've got Father's Day, then brilliant episodes like that. We've also got so many brilliant episodes I could go on and on about. Series 1 is a phenomenal, and rightfully so, at fourth place. At third place now is the David Tennant specials. I really enjoy. There is Cassandra, I think it is. It's not Cassandra. There's one where they're on the sand. I completely forgot the episode. They're on the sand. They're in another planet. There's a bus. It's an Easter special episode. David Tennant's on the sand and he needs to try and get back to Earth. We've got these creatures making portals and killing people, and faster and faster they come. I can't explain it enough, but I really enjoy that special. I really enjoy the End of Time Part 1 and Part 2. Part 2 phenomenally well. I've re-watched that so many times. And then we've also got Waters of Mars, which is phenomenal, and David Tennant's acting is flip, and the supporting cast was phenomenal. The only episode I don't like from the specials is the Cybermen Christmas special with the Next Doctor. I don't enjoy that enough, and I find it quite boring. But other than that, rightfully so, at third place. And if you don't count it that, then I'd bump it to Series 4. If you can't count a special in this ranking, then I'd bump it to Series 4, and that makes it Series 4 even better, and we'll get to Series 4. But at second place, we have Series 10. Yes, you know what's at first place, but we'll get to that. Series 10 is phenomenal. Peter Capaldi's best series throughout, the writing on point. I really enjoy every episode. Maybe Empress of Mars is a bit and we also have there's one where they're on a house and it's a haunted house aspect, and these bugs are eating people and the house is taking them. That's a bit but everything else, I love Oxygen. I think that's a phenomenally way, and that was one of my favourite episodes throughout the series until the finale came along. Oxygen, where the Doctor goes blind, Bill almost dies, Nardole's telling the Doctor off, and then the reveal, the 12th Doctor's still blind. We have zombies, claustrophobicness. The pilot is a brilliant way to start a series and a new companion. It feels like we've started a new beginning, like Rose with Bill, and Bill is fostered, she is coloured, and she is gay, and we have them tropes, but it's not focused apart from the gay aspect. That is the only thing that bumps this series down a little bit. Bill keeps on mentioning she's gay, she's gay, she's gay. We get that. Do little subtle nods and you could be at first place. They were too on the nose with that. Every episode she was mentioning it constantly throughout. It does bump the series down a bit for that. It's not because she's gay, it's because she's constantly mentioning it. When you're gay, it's part of you, so what, you know? But she constantly mentions it throughout. But throughout, we've had brilliant monsters. We've had brilliant writing. Ice Warriors. We've had Thin Ice, Deep Breath. not Deep Breath, wrong series. Yeah, the finale, oh my god, is one of my favourite stories of all time, if not one of the best. We have World Enough in Time, Bill turning into a Cyberman, Mondasian Cyberman. We have the two masters, John Sim and the Cybermen, all these different versions of Cybermen, and they're stuck in a claustrophobic spaceship, which is actually like a world in a way. We have a black hole. We have that scientific, real black holes do that sort of thing, slow down time the more you're near it, the less you are, quicker your time is, that sort of dynamic. We have Peter Capaldi on point. We have John Sim, master reveal. Sadly, it was revealed before the series even aired. But then we have John Sim and Michelle Gomez fighting each other, and the way they poetically die is phenomenal. Both ways is justified and beautiful, how they go out and without witness, without reward, without hope. That was a brilliant, constantly thread throughout the series, and the way Peter Capaldi almost goes out and then dies in Twice Upon a Time, which I count in this series, is phenomenal. The First Doctor, Two Masters, the Cybermen. What is there more to love? And Bill's sadly departure then gets brought back, and the Doctor doesn't believe it's really her for the rest of the episode. And then we have Clara getting revealed and remembered again by 12. And then we have Nardell, who's phenomenal, and everyone's like, why is he in the series? But he makes the comedy, and he also acting is phenomenal. Now at first place, we have Series 4, Donna Noble. If you don't like Series 4, it's mainly because you don't like Donna, but I absolutely phenomenally love Donna, and Donna is one of my favourite companions of all time, and I think she makes the series phenomenal and comedic. And if you say she can't act, she cries an awful lot in this series, and wonderfully so. We've got the Ood, we've got Sontarans, we've also got a claustrophobic one-room episode with a few characters and the Doctor in one room, and then yeah, it just works. And then we have a completely turn left field and how the world would be if the Doctor died. And then we have the Sontarans two-parter, bring back Martha, why not? The Rose is constantly appearing throughout, and the brilliant beginning of Donna and the 10th Doctor and that comedy in the beginning of the series. And then we have Pompeii, which is beautiful, and Peter Capaldi and Karen Gillan are in it. Futuristic, there you go. And we also have, yeah, it's just phenomenal. And the finale, let's just say, the Daleks were at their height, and it is the last Dalek, the good Dalek story, I would say. And Davros, what a character, and what a way to bring him into the new series. And Sarah Jane Smith, Torchwood, all the Doctor's companions from the 10th Doctor era have come back together to stop the Daleks, and it's beautifully well done. And yes, it is a little bit of a cop-out ending with twist a little buttons and save the day, blow the Daleks up, woohoo, but it is phenomenal. There's hardly anything to flaw with this story, and it has to be at first place. And the bad wolf gets brought into the mix, and the bees disappearing, and the Shadoon, and the everything. It's just poetically, beautifully wrapped in a little bow, and a sad, tragic ending with us kinda losing Donna. So yeah, this has to be the best series ranking, fourth series, and then at last is series 11. But what's your thoughts? Where do you rank your series? Let me know down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up and like and subscribe. Yes, please, let's get to 150 subscribers before the summer holiday. We're at 70 subscribers. I'd love it if we could get to 100. That'd be amazing. And if you didn't listen to the doctor's orders at the start of the video, Sylvester McCoy gave you a message. You should probably follow it. And thank you guys for watching this long video. But there was a lot to talk about, and I absolutely loved doing it. I was interested, and I really enjoy almost every series of Doctor Who, and I look forward to more series to come. and I've got a lot more to come on the channel. I've done spin-off ideas, I've done companion rankings, best possible series, worst possible series. I did ask permission off the verdicts for them videos. I've took over review on series 12 and I'm done an over review on series 11. So go check them videos out, and there's plenty more videos to come. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.